Are you an artist excited about signing a record deal? Hold on. I'm going to explain to you the 5 costly legal mistakes that artists make when signing their record deal. My name is Ebenezer Amadi, and today I'm going to break down 5 costly mistakes that artists normally make when they are signing their record deal. You know that in Nigeria we have had a series of dramas between artists and their record labels on the terms of the contract. These whole issues arise because these artists, they ignore a lot of things during the time of signing the contract, and they make a lot of mistakes during the signing of the contract. And when the contract starts unfolding, they start seeing a lot of things, and that is what leads to the issues we have in the entertainment industry between the artists and record labels. So number one mistake is not hiring your own lawyer. This is a very big mistake. Some artists always think that the lawyer of the record label is also their lawyer. No, the lawyer of the record label is there to protect the interest of the record label, not you. So you need your own lawyer to protect your interests. If not, you will be in a big danger, because you need an experienced lawyer who is experienced in the area of entertainment law and intellectual property law to actually review your contract, interpret the terms of the contract to you, and also to negotiate the terms of the contract. You cannot rely solely on your own understanding of the contract. No, you need a lawyer who has specialization in the area of entertainment law to read the contract, review it for you, and interpret it for you. You may think you understand the terms, but no, you don't. In the future, you will discover that you are already in a big trap. So you need to hire your own lawyer. This is the number one mistake that some artists make when signing their record deal. Get your own lawyer to interpret, review, and negotiate your contract terms. So that is number one. The second mistake that artists make is giving up ownership of their masters. In contracts, in record label contracts, sometimes these record labels, they insert clauses that give them forever ownership of the master's recording of the artist. So, and some artists ignore that without even knowing the repercussion of it, and in the long run, they start fighting. So you need to pay attention to the ownership of the masters. When you are signing a record label deal, you need to negotiate ownership of the masters. If possible, negotiate for it to be given to you, or let there be a reversion clause of the ownership of the masters in the agreement, so that for a period of time you have rights to reverse ownership of the masters to you. You can even buy it back. So you don't need to ignore that. The third mistake that artists make is ignoring the royalty rates and deductions. This is a very big mistake. Some artists, immediately they get their record deal, they just quickly sign. They don't even take a time to review the royalty rates and the deduction. Some record labels give as low as 10% as the royalty rate to the artist, while some make it 15%. So it depends. So as an artist, you need to pay attention to the royalty rates and ask questions on that. You need to ask questions concerning the royalty rates and make negotiations with your lawyer. You also need to ask questions concerning some deductions. Some record labels will add some hidden deductions, which is even part of the royalty rates, and it will be deducted from the royalty rates. So you need to ask questions concerning the royalty rates, and the deduction, such as the marketing expenses, the tour expenses, the production expenses, so that you know where to negotiate from. So you need to pay attention to that, because if you are given for instance, a royalty rate of 10% or 15% with hidden deductions inside it as well, then it means you are not going to make profits. This is one of the reasons why some artists, they after spending 2-3 years with the record label, they'll tell you that they don't even have anything. They don't have a car, they don't own a house, nothing to to even brag about, because the royalty rate is very low. So you need to pay attention to that in order to save yourself from any form of embarrassment from the record label. So another mistake, which is the fourth mistake that artists make when signing their record label deal, is signing away their creative control. This is a very serious one, which most times affects some artists. It affects their career. When you are signing your record deal, you need to look at the contract, the terms, to know if you are going to give away your creative control. Some record labels have creative control over everything the artist does. For instance, they control the time you release a song, the time you release an album, they control the sound that you also use, they control even your style of music. Some record label even go as far as controlling the people you collaborate with. Some don't even allow you to collaborate with other artists. So these are some of the things that affects the creative control of an artist. So you as an artist, when signing your record deal, you need to negotiate that. You need to add terms that will give you control over your creativity, such as their style, the kind of sound you make, the producers you also use, so that you don't cage yourself or limit yourself to a particular pattern. You need to be versatile. So you need to pay attention to that, because this is actually one of the mistakes that artists make that actually destroy their career. The fifth mistake that artists make when signing their record deal is overlooking the contract duration. This is a very serious mistake, and it has killed a lot of artists, because if you ignore the contract duration, it means you are going to have a big issue, especially when you are no longer interested in the contract. So that it is always advisable to sign a contract with short term, with the option to renew, rather than signing a contract of a long duration, which record labels always want. Some will even trap you to signing a contract duration for a particular number of albums. There are some artists, or your record label will tell you you have to deliver 5 albums for us before you will leave. Some will say 10 years. So these are some deals that are unrealistic, that most times it causes problem, because these artists, at the point you want to be independent, or you want something better, you want to move into a higher deal, and when you have a contract duration that is very stiff and is very long, it is going to affect you. So you need to negotiate that. Instead of taking long deal, you can take short deal, short time duration, with the option of renewing it, subject to some conditions, if the record label is actually delivering and is actually beneficial to you. So you have the option to renew. So you don't give the record label the option of having automatic renewal, because some record labels, they put it in the contract, and some artists don't even know. It is now when the issue will start coming up that they will start crying. But during the time of signing the contract, they did not pay attention to it. So you have to pay attention to the contract duration, and also make sure you have an exit plan, so that if the contract is not working, if the deal is not favorable to you, you need to leave. So your lawyer should also negotiate that, to insert it in the contract in a situation where the record label fails to play a vital part in your career, to improve your career, that you have the option to exit. So you don't leave everything in the hands of the record label. We know that you as an artist, you have been struggling and you're trying to blow up, and you have a record deal, but you need to be careful so that you don't sign yourself into a debt trap. So it is very important. So in conclusion, these mistakes, you need to pay attention to them and make sure you don't fall into it. Record deal is good, but you need to be careful and make sure you have terms in the agreement that will favor you and will help your career to grow. Because if you fail to pay attention to the important things, you are going to suffer. and it's going to kill your career. So if you find this very helpful, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much. If you have any question, you can also drop it in the comment section. Thank you.